Oh, hi, didn't see you there. Today, I will be talking about the differences in American culture as opposed to the culture in Pan's Labyrinth. Wait, we should start again. Today, I will be discussing the differences between the American film culture and the Spanish film culture, such as Pan's Labyrinth. We notice in Pan's Labyrinth, the main girl character, is rather incompetent. For instance, in the scene in which she is not supposed to eat the food, she eats the food. The fairies warn her and tell her not to and try to astray her, but she acts like she doesn't know what they're talking about. As opposed to films from American culture like The Hunger Games, where Katniss and Rue are hiding in the trees making bird calls.
The scene where Ophelia's mother is trying to tell Ophelia to call her new stepdad her actual father. Now, compared to American culture, I mean, it doesn't really happen often, but in the Spanish culture, especially for this film, since whoever father is the dominant person, they are forced to pretty much call them father, whether or not they're actual blood related. That's pretty much about it.
In Spanish culture, people tend to be much more tactile in their communications, whereas in America, they don't really enjoy a whole lot of touchy-feely nonsense until you reach a certain point in a relationship. But in this movie, they all are. Virtually anytime anyone greeted each other in this film, they were always touching. Like, you'd put a hand on a shoulder, put your arm around somebody, and especially in emotional scenes. Whenever there was something really deep and emotional, there was always an arm coming around somebody, or very "I'm here for you" feeling, as opposed to the normal
Alright, so Pan's Labyrinth is a very dark fairy tale. It's not like a dark horror slasher movie per se, but it's kind of it stays true to more kind of old time fairy tales where they were more cautionary tales, and so they had a little more, higher stakes than most stories. Like take Wizard of Oz, for instance. The original book was very grim and very stark in comparison to the color, Technicolor movie that came out. So if you take like the Wizard of Oz movie, the movie adaptation of that, and compare it to Pan's Labyrinth stands out much darker than the other one would be. So like, it's kind of something that I've noticed in watching that. What do you think? So like just for a few points would be like, the film's rated R for one. If you think about it, not very many American fantasy movies that are rated R. There's a lot of just brutal violence, and there's a scene where he smashes a guy's face in with a bottle, very just until it's like a bloody pulp. There's like a lot of those kind of visceral scenes in the movie that you just do not expect. And this isn't like I said, this isn't a horror movie. This is a fairy tale. So that's very distinct.